All right, hello. So basically, optimization takes time when you're trying to optimize an Etsy store. You're trying to, do SEO optimization, trying out keyword research, and trying to make it better. It takes time, but definitely it is worth it. And now, how is it worth it? This is what I'll be doing on the store. But before I proceed further, my name is Joshua, and then I was able to raise the store up from what it was currently what it was before to what it is currently. So let me just go through it so you can compare the previous stats the same time last year compared to different statistics of the store. So so I'm going to go into the dashboard so you can actually get to see how it is. So uh so this was the sales in the last 30 days. This is the revenue. These are the number of orders, 148 orders. These are the number of visits, 4,223 visits, and total view, 9,209. And then in the last 7 days, 8 orders, $249 revenue. Total view is this. So, and as you can see, compared to last year, there is an increase compared to the same time last year. So if we were to check the statistics in terms of comparing the trend, which I don't want to dwell much on, but just to get into the nitty gritty about the SEO optimization, but just so because people like proof. So that is why I'm being forced to go into the nitty gritty of everything. And today, which is January 7th, 2026, the store has made 3 orders, 120 dollars and 68 visits. So now compared, let's see if I can compare to previous year. The same time last year, this was what the store was bringing in the last 7 days. The same time last year, as you can see, there's a huge increase, and this is because many things are being put into place. SEO optimization as well as Etsy ads are being run. So, but currently I would be dwelling much into SEO optimization, and I would go as simple and as basic as possible because personally I don't like complex things. So, but you just have to bear with me because it takes time, like I said, which was one of the reasons why I was about to be discouraged about making the video, because there are a lot of times that I will go silent making this because I'm in thought process. There are many things put into place, but definitely it's worth it. It's worth it. It's worth it. So first thing first about SEO optimization is the keyword analysis. Now, what does keyword analysis entail? Keyword analysis basically entails you analyzing the current keywords that are in the store to know which is doing good and which is not doing good. So for this particular store, I'm using this simple spreadsheet, which I can also share. And yeah, I created this by myself, although there are still some things I need to put into place, like automation and everything. But just so I can just quickly get started manually, like simple thing, that is the reason why I have this. So as at the 14th of December 2025, 14th of December 2025, these are the products. And then so for each product, as you can see here, I have different tabs: listing titles, last 30 day order, 30 days conversion, the ranking in the last 30 days, which I also explained how I came about that, the all-time orders, all-time to date orders as at 14th of December 2025, all-time to date visits, all-time to date percentage, and this is calculated by the all-time orders divided by all-time visits, then multiplied by 100. As simple and as basic as anything. A 5-year-old child who knows how to use a calculator can actually do this. So ranking, all-time best, last 7 days order, last 7 days, just the same way. Orders divided by visits multiplied by 100, the ranking the last 7 days, and total ranking between the three categories. Now the three categories are last 30 days, that's the first category. All-time orders, second category. And last 7 days. Now, the reason behind that is that last 30 days basically gives us it's a much more better chance to know how the store is doing. Like in the last 30 days, that gives us, or that gives us the ability to trust Etsy, or to trust the data that is being received in the last 30 days. The last 7 days could be a good sign about a product trending, but it is a little bit volatile. It's a little bit volatile because last 7 days things can change rapidly, and you cannot especially make long-term decision based on last 7 days. But last 30 days and all-time ranking is great. So, and then I have the rank representation. So total ranking category. So if it is ranking for each simple, just like I said, I like very simple thing, basic stuff, manual. You don't need to. I don't want to stress myself too much about automation. Of course, I'm still going to work on it to make sure that once I type in a keyword, something is going to happen. Yeah, but just the basic thing that anybody can do. So for this that says 2/3, it basically represents the fact that I'm saying it ranks 2 places among the 3 categories. So it's either ranking in last 30 days, ranking in all-time order, or ranking in the last 7 days. I hope that makes sense. So, and underneath you see a bracket line. I don't know, is this a dash line? So which basically what this means, the first one stands for the last 30 days. This line, the dash stands for the last 30 days, and this one stands for the last 7 days. Now, what does this mean? Last last 30 days basically means that for this dash, it means that it is ranking among the top 10. So we are just selecting the top 10. For this dash, it means it is not ranking among the top 10. And for this, it means it is ranking among the top 10 in the last 7 days. And then we have the rank representation. If it is ranking 2 out of 3, it basically means to improve. It means something is well, something is doing, like is great, or something is going well, but there's a need to improve, maybe just a little bit of things to so that everything can actually work well. So, and then we have the listing month as well, so that you can also be able to make long-term decision or good decision based on the listing month. So this listing month, April 2025, it's a good time because it's more than 60 days already. And then we have star rating. So the stars, 5-star rating, 5 rating. That is 5 people give the product 5 stars. And is it a top seller? No. What's the work status? In progress. So I have in progress, done, not done. So yes, so moving on, and then we have other rank representation, reviewed, auth. For auth, but basically auth means that it is it is ranking top 3. It's ranking 3 out of 3 categories. It is ranking in the last 30 days, it is ranking all-time orders, and it is ranking among top 10 in the last 7 days. And for those kind of products, basically do not touch because it is hot. So do not touch because it is hot, and don't change anything because you don't want to affect what's currently going on well. So basically just leave it, and the only time you can change it is probably after a season is over, when you notice a drop in the performance. So which is why it's also needed to be constantly aware of how your store are, how your product are going. It's just like any business out there. You have to start just like any business. I feel like where most people make the biggest mistakes is thinking it is just an online thing. I can just go and then just leave it and then just sleep. It's still a form of it's still a business. So you always have to check up on how your business is going every time, regularly. Maybe not every time, but regularly. So moving on, so I've done the product audit to know which products should be done or should be done. So the first one I moved with first are the rebuild. The rebuild. Those are the ones, not the rebuild, the rejuvenate rather. Rejuvenate. So which basically means that this store is ranking 1 out of 3 categories. So we need to bring it back up because it has chances to. While for rebuild, it basically means it is not ranking anywhere and basically just need to start afresh. Most likely release the product. When I mean release the product, re-upload the product, delete the one that is currently there and upload it again with the right keyword, with the right everything. So I've already done for Rejuvenate, and I've I'm currently in improve, as you can see here in the work status. Done, not done, in progress. These are the improve, in progress. So it's all, I was doing this when I decided to make this video so that the back end can be shown on how I was able to rank this store up to this point that is getting this kind of result. So now, so after the audit, I also get to do the analysis for each keyword, and the tools I use mainly currently are Tuesday and Everbee. Two, I mean not Tuesday rather, Etsy Hunt and Everbee. I used Tuesday too at the point in time. That's why it came into my mouth. I'm checking my mic to see if it's still on because I don't want a case whereby I am talking and I'm just talking to the winds without it being recorded. So, moving on. So yes, I use Etsy Hunt at the same time I use Everbee as well to compare and see if one is malfunctioning, another should not malfunction. I'm not saying necessarily it's malfunctions, but basically just to compare. If both of them, a product is ranking both of them, that's a good sign. So yes, so and then I do analysis. Now, how is analysis being done? I've already showed you how I do the audit, the analysis being done. That's why I told you that it takes time, but it's definitely worth it. So now for the analysis, do is that, for example, let's assume that this is the product I am currently working on, which is Visit Zibs or Zebes Minimalist Metroid National Park Poster Futuristic Artwork Video Game Decor Seymour Springs. So this is a product that needs just slight improvement because it's ranking 2 out of 3 categories. So I will not be changing much about it, but definitely I'll be changing something there because it definitely shows that something is not working. As you can see, Everbee gives the data: monthly sales 0, total sales 0, views 771, which basically means that it is ranking in this product, but they are not purchasing. It's not ranking in the right place. It's not ranking in the right keyword. And what I need to do then is to do what? Check the keyword. Are they good? And then just like my guess is right, data also shows that it is correct, that it is ranking somewhere, but it is not relevant in where it is ranking. So, for example, these are the keyword or the tags for the products, as you can see in my Word document here, Visit Zibs. So we have the likes of Metroid, Geek Poster, Net Poster, Adventure Poster, Retro Poster, Samus Poster, Space Poster, Metroid Poster, which is a typographical error and can also affect your visibility. So Planet Zips, pop culture posters, travel posters, vintage posters, zips posters. So now one of the ways you can actually get to check if your store is relevant is by going incognito and searching for a particular keyword through incognito. Take for example, this is Etsy. So this is Etsy, and I search for zips poster. Let's see what's going to bring up. Maybe it's going to bring up things that are related to my product. Yes, this is the main product. It is ranking. But mind you, as you can see here, you're seeing zebra, you're seeing Zaire here, Africa. You're seeing different kind of things like zebra related patterns, which basically says something that it is 50%, or should I say, is even 50%, because there are no other people that are selling similar products here that are ranking here. More of the products that are ranking here are, of course, visit posters, because that's the niche of the store. But we are also seeing, you know, zebra patterns, zebra patterns, zebra patterns. And this shows us the search intent of anybody who searches for this kind of keyword. That is, they are trying to purchase zebra related arts instead of this. And that can affect sales. That is, person will be getting a lot of views, or you would be getting a lot of views, but you'll not be getting sales. It will not be converting. So these are some of the things that we need to change. So from through keyword SEO research, you get to check different kind of people that are selling similar things. Just search randomly for different keywords that matches this. For example, we have retro related keywords. Let me check the keywords so you can see what I'm talking about. Okay, I think we have it here. So for example, we have retro posters. You can just take out retro posters. And okay, before I go into the keyword research, let me want to go about the analysis. So for the analysis, how I go about it is that basically I love I love calculations. I love statistics. Let's just say statistics. And then since the analytics or yeah, I didn't mention it. Fair, poor, excellent. Yeah, I said it and went off. I yeah, where I stopped last. So, but I feel like should be able to follow through with like visually. I apologize for the mic going off. So, but I'll just continue because I don't know where I stopped last or when the mic went off. So, but just to avoid that, I would continue charging this. All right. So I searched for Metroid, and then it brought me this different, overviews, competition for this keyword, views for this keyword, favorites for this keyword, sales for this keyword, reviews for this keyword. Now, if you over the question mark, it shows you how much competition you can expect with this keyword on your Etsy search results page, and this is per month. This was, as you can see, 2025 02. That was February. 03 03, that's March. For you can also check or be able to see the search trend, the way it rises and falls for this, for example, the competition seems to lessen with time, and the view is increasing and then coming down and so on. So more of the places that we are concerned about are the competition and as well the sale, competition, sale, because that is what we need for, in our data here. So competition for Metroid 2.3 thousand, that's 2.3k, while sales for 48.3k. So now moving on with the formula that I mentioned before, competition times 100 divided by 6. Do that together. So 2,300 times 100 divided by 48,300. So as you can see, we have 4.76%. So now there is a clause, because I wanted to make a statement, but at some point statement may actually be invalid. There is the statement I wanted to make. The lower the competition percentage, the better the keyword. But at some point in time, if a keyword competition is too low, it shows that there is a problem. That is, take for example, it is showing me 0.00% competition. That means it could be possible that I'm the only competitor and nobody's competing with me. And if you're the only one competing for a particular keyword, that means nobody is searching for that kind of thing and nobody wants to create or use that keyword. So it can also be a bad sign. So which is why you need to always confirm your product or your keyword through incognito to see whether you're going to see similar things related to that. So let me search for Metroid and then let's see what it brings out in incognito. So search for Metroid, and as you can see, this is the main product, and then we are seeing some things similar, although not necessarily the same. But you can see Metroid here. I think this is the same guy. This is the same guy. This is the same guy. So to an extent, it is relevant. So which means it's a good keyword to use. So we have geek poster. So basically, that's how I go about it. Now for this little tiny playful emojis here. So basically, how do I go about it? The way I go about it is that I say I have it here that a keyword is determined as excellent if having a competitive percentage of 0% to 20%. A keyword is determined as good if having a competitive percentage of 21% to 50%. And a keyword is determined as fair if having a competitive percentage of 51% to 100%. And a keyword is determined as poor if having a competitive percentage of 1 and above. It basically means that if the competition percentage is high, it shows that there's a lot of competition on it. And as a new store, it can be a little bit difficult for you to actually rank using that keyword. So you want to strike a balance between excellent, good, fair, with a sprinkle of poor. So more of good, excellent. Excellent, mind you, it has to be relevant to the product. So you don't want to have very low keyword percentage, competitive percentage, because you are the only one competing for that keyword. No, it does not make sense. Only if it is relevant. So you want to strike a balance between excellent, good, a sprinkle of fair, and a sprinkle of poor. Because poor sometimes they direct Etsy to, it's when we're talking about a keyword is having as poor, it means it's having a lot of competition. That means a lot of people are using the keyword. Why is a lot of people using that keyword? It is because the keyword is very popular. So, and because it is very popular, Etsy knows that this is the particular. For example, a popular keyword that I can use is wall art, because it is still wall art. It's more like the parent. It's more like the big niche of it, and then they can then be, branches in wall art. So I can still use wall art because it helps direct. It's more like having a lot of grandchildren and then you are the grandparent. So you are the grandparent. If people want to link your grandchildren, they kind of link them through the surname and then, oh, you are this. So it's more like Etsy, saying that when you use those kind of keywords, large competitive keyword, a sprinkle of it tells Etsy, okay, this is where this kind of product belongs to, and it also helps as well. So moving on, that's just that on that. So I just do a little bit of calculation. So for example, there is a particular keyword, like I mentioned, that is having very low, very low competitive percentage. That's because it's a typographical error and it's an issue. The competitive percentage is showing me as 1, which basically means this is the only store using that keyword. Why? There's a problem. So it is a bad one to use. That's why I still term it as poor, even though it has very low competitive percentage. All right. So now, so that's how I basically go about the analysis. So I spoke already about audit. I already spoke about analysis, and I already spoke a little bit about research. So I'll be going a little bit into more research, and then I also come up with new description, I also come up with titles, and then I also do the alt text. So basically, some of the things you'll be optimizing for an Etsy store or for your Etsy store would be the product title, very and super important, because that's the first thing people see. You don't want it to be too cringy, does not make sense and everything. Basically, this is a good one to use because it tells what the product is. Visit Anime Oceanside poster, and then more like other things to link: retro island travel wallet, print, anime inspired coaster illustration, 2000 nostalgia, nerd room decor. Perfect. Perfect. So, and then you have your product images, which is also super important because poor or bad product images could affect conversion, even if you have a great product. So, it's very important for digital products for you to have good or nice images that best represent the kind of product you want to purchase. It could be through mock-ups, it could be through anything. So now, and what do you, after having a good product image that is looking good, one of the things that you have to work on also is the alt text, that is alternative text. Alt text basically helps, as you can see here, it provides an image description to buyers who can't see what you're showing in your listing image. This description not appear visually on the page. So it could be possible that somebody that is going through your store may be having a poor connection, and as a result of that, they can't see your image. But if you have alt text, it helps provide a description of what is in your image without them having to visually see the image. Sometimes also some people could have um, impairments. Maybe they cannot see colors, maybe they are colorblind or something like that. So you need a text to show them or let them know this is the kind of thing. Maybe they want to purchase a gift for somebody and they want a particular color, but they can't see the color. Your alt text provides a description of what is in the image, and it includes the color, then they know it is a perfect fit, and that can also help conversion. So, and also another thing that you can actually do or to make your alt text works best, apart from the fact that you have in the description of the image, is that you can also insert keywords in it. Now, I'm not talking about stocking keywords into it. No, don't do that because it is basically not hygienic. Yeah. So, for example, what I did here was just to have the same title, have it here, and below it I have the description of it, that is frame poster featuring a tropical island scene with a house, palm tree, and a plane in the sky. The text visit Kame or Kame house is displayed in large white letters against a blue background. Perfect. So basically that's just how it is. And then so you optimize the title, you optimize your alt text, you also optimize your description. So for this, previously the store just have poster comes unframed, blah blah, and it does not provide, it's just more like generic, does not yeah, for example, these products are being produced via the production partner called Printful. So they personally just, or the owner of the store basically just use the Printful's, template and then just listed and then everything just, so, but people want to also feel your voice, your brand voice. So apart from that, I also did, you know, make mention of a little bit of description or something fun that people can read and be interested in especially for the kind of audience or the kind of people that want to purchase the kind of thing. So bring Calm Island and add it to your space with this anime inspired oceanside travel poster featuring a peaceful tropical setting, pastel skies, and retro illustration styling. This artwork captures the relaxed charm of classic 2000 animation aesthetics. And you notice here as well that I also inserted subtly keywords in it. Keywords subtly. So and so on and so forth. And I gave the description about the product, poster comes on frame, dimensions are in inches, blah 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 blah. Different kind of things. And then moving on, the next thing you have to optimize also is your pricing. So your pricing have to actually match the market. It has to be competitive, and at the same time it has to be exclusive and make sense. So, and also another thing you also get to optimize are your tags. That is, your tags basically are the things that they are more like your antennas. They are the ones that point out, okay, it also helps you rank in different places, even though you just have one title. Take for example, if somebody search for Dragon Ball gift, the product can come up. So because this product is more of Dragon Ball, related. Take for example, I use Google sometimes to actually validate a particular, because personally I'm not really familiar with animes. So in order for me to really get the kind of audience, I search some of these things on Google. For example, I searched for Kame House. Like, okay, what's Kame House or Came House about? And then I was able to find out that, okay, it's about this. So, and then that's why I said something. SEO optimization actually requires patience sometimes, but at the same time, it needs to be fast and it also else. So take for example, came according to Google, came out or came out. I don't know how it is pronounced. That's just to let you know that I'm not really familiar with anime. Meaning Turtle House is the iconic beachfront home of Master Roshi on a small island in Dragon Ball. So as you can see, Dragon Ball. So and let me search for Dragon Ball. So let's see whether the keyword I use is actually relevant. So I'm going to go incognito again, and then I am going to search for Dragon Ball gifts. So as you can see, Dragon Ball gifts. I feel this. Let me see. So those are characters. These are characters in the coming out Master Roshi, blah, blah, blah. So, and then you can see that it is to an extent relevant. It is to an extent relevant. Also seeing, different kind of things. So, which means that if our product shows up, I think this is Master Roshi, I'm not so sure. So, it could also help the store, make sales compared to what was there previously. So that basically it just requires SEO optimization is just about using tools. It also requires intelligence as well. Not don't be intimidated when I say intelligence. Of course, it just requires having to be able to think wide and to get things done. So yeah, so basically that's just it. So I'm just going to be going silent a little bit while I work, and then after I film it, I'm just going to maybe let's see, I'm currently working on this to find you know best keywords to use. Previously the keywords that was there before are really poor. We're having competition of 1000 plus, so it can be a little bit difficult to rank and get sales. So which is why I'll be making optimizations to it. So other ways that you can actually get to optimize your product are by having to use competitors as well, because competitors basically tells you what's working if they are getting sales. So why not just try to do what they are doing instead of trying to reinvent the wheel? So I'm not saying you should copy paste. Basically, just borrow some ideas from them and use it to create your own unique thing. So take for example, I search for this particular product. I search for retro stuff, and then I basically looked for the best seller, and then I found out this, although it is not related to It's not related to zebras because I tried searching for zebras and I was seeing zebra. So I was like, okay, what's the main keyword? I mean, a very big keyword that I can use. I can still connect visit zebras with it because it's still retro related stuff. And then I searched for it, and then I saw this as a bestseller, and it kind of looked like zebras as well. So, and it's a bestseller as well. And if we were to check using our Etsy ons, let's see the this product. Okay, this is it. So this product, for example, let's wait a little bit for this to load so that Everbee can give us a detailed information about the store. I mean, about the product and about sales and all that. So, all right. So monthly sale 3, and mind you, we are still on the 8th of January. So it's most likely it's either this month or the last 30 days. But I'll assume the last 30 days. Anyways, so monthly sale 3, total sales 36, listing age 9 months. Which basically means something is actually going well. Plus, it's one of the best sellers as well. So, and it's in 13 carts, which basically means that a lot of people are actually searching for it. So basically, what did I do? What I just did was to the keyword, check the keyword using Everbee or Etsy ons. So I think I used Etsy ons for this. Well, I'm going to use it for it while working on it. That was what I was working on. I was like, okay, I can make a video of this so that people can actually get to learn and it can be helpful to somebody. So I don't know why clicking on that. Okay, let me move my head. Oh, it's not downloading. So please bear with me. Okay, I think I'm just going to duplicate this and let's see if it works better, or I would just use Everbee because Everbee is the one slowing things down. Okay, so I have psychedelic poster, but it would have actually been best if I use Etsy because I can see the competition and the sales and everything that I need to see. So instead of having to copy the keyword, now the reason why I'm not using this exactly is basically because I used to use Etsy first. So, and then yeah, that's just it. I kind of just trust it in that aspect compared to this. I love Everbee because it shows the quantity, the keyword score, but most sometimes can also give you false information. Why do I say this? Because sometimes the keyword score can be 1000 plus, and for the keyword score, the higher the keyword score, the best it is assumed that the best it's supposed to be. But just related to my own year, where if it is low, very low, although it represents excellence, but it also could be an issue. So it's just the same thing here. If the keyword score is very high, it's most likely that there is an issue because nobody's ranking on it. And yeah, so moving on to this, hopefully it works here. This is the fact that I'm recording my screen and showing everything. It's slowing my PC down. So, but let's just give it a little bit of chance and patience. clicking on it, but it's not bringing out the data that I want. So I guess the next thing I'm just going to do is to go search for those keywords one by one from Everbee to Etsy Insights in this place that I showed you previously. So I already have a list of keywords here. Maybe I'm just going to continue with it. So for example, this came from the products. I have Sci-Fi Artwork, which is also relevant to the product I'm trying to optimize. So Sci-Fi products. So let's say the competition, the sales, and then let's calculate. So competition 59.4k. Oh, I have it written down already. So I'm just going to calculate, and then we're going to see if it falls between excellent, good, poor, or fair. So let's just go with that. 59,400. Remember the formula. Let me move my edge down so you can see what I'm doing. Times or multiplied by 100 divided by 76,300. So that's 77.85. So for the keyword, I think is actually fair, because for the kind of keywords, Sci-Fi Artwork, having this competitive range is it's okay, because we need a sprinkle of fair product. So futuristic poster, we have 14,500 times 100 divided by 1,800. So oh my god. So this is very it's poor, but I'm still going to use it because it's more like a parent keyword that links to the main product. So vintage space art, it has 43,900 times 100 divided by 4400. So this, so putting in the little emojis, so we have poor, and we have two fairs. So I just copied. That's what I did. Copy and paste. 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 So, and then let's see if this guy is ready for us. Not fully ready, so I'm just going to continue with Everbee. So psychedelic poster, let's search for that. Currently here it has a keyword score of 20, which is a good sign, but I'm just going to confirm using Etsy Insights. So psychedelic poster seems good, but I'm also going to check the relevance on using incognito to see if this keyword is relevant to the kind of product that we want to rank for. So Saturday. Yeah, sometimes I try to search the meaning of the word. So, oh my god. Hallucinations. Okay, apparent expansion of consciousness. Okay, it basically means that it is something that is unreal. So of course, the product we're also trying to rank for is unreal. You can also see similar ones. It was all a dream. You can see this big mushroom thing, just like Alice in the Wonderland, that thing. So I feel safe using the keyword secondly poster. So, and then I'm just going to input it here, and as well have the competition and the sales, and then make the calculations to see if it is good, poor, or fair. So for the sales, this is it. Guess what's it going to be? My biggest guess is fair. So let's see. 19,500. Ouch, poor. So we have 3 pause. We don't want to have any other pour again apart from this. We want to have between excellent and good. So we have 1 pour, 2 pour, 3 pour. I think that sprinkle is enough. So I'm just going to search for another keyword. Let me search for another keyword. Also, you can also search for a keyword, and from you can search for a keyword on Etsy just to confirm relevancy, and from that keyword you can also get to find out the best sellers using that keyword, and also use keywords from those people. So it's kind of goes in and in till you find your 13 tags. So I don't know if that makes sense. So we have cosmic word hat. Do I have it here at all previously? Yes, I do. So it's fair. Retro sci-fi poster. Let's search for that and let's see what the result is going to be. Retro sci-fi poster. It seems good. So the sci-fi poster. So I'm just going to make the calculation. 100 divided by 16. So yeah, this is good. I just said it before. It seems good and it was good. Alright, so where is good? Remember, it falls within those categories because of what we initially have here, which is a keyword is something that's excellent if having a competitive percentage of 0% to 20%. Keyword is something that's good if having a competitive percentage of 21% to 50%. Keyword is something that's fair if having a competitive percentage of 51% to 100%. And the keyword is something that's poor if having a competitive percentage of 101 and above. So latest keyword, which is this retro sci-fi poster, has a competitive percentage of 28.86%, which still falls under the good category. All right, so my mic is still working. I said all right just to confirm. Okay, so yeah, moving on. Let's check and so I can search for retro sci-fi poster and then see if there is another, that is doing much more better than the product we are currently using. So retro sci-fi, even on it, although I cannot, okay, I guess the only way I can confirm is by closing it, because I don't want to depend on it. That's one of the reasons why I use incognito, because incognito refreshes. It's unlike having to use Google Chrome or something where it saves your last search data, and because it's already saved it and you already clicked on it, it brings it top first. So we want to see what's up naturally. So I'm going to close this and I'm going to open incognito again. So I'm going to open incognito window. I'm going to close the main. Then go to Etsy.com. So it automatically refreshes what I had previously. So I can see the original, data. So it's most likely that this will be the last thing that I do. So I hope, okay, this is not the last thing, because I still also use those keywords to create description, to create title as well. So I employ the use of ChatGPT sometimes to help me insert those keywords in a very natural way. Possibly this will be the last thing I do. I'll just show you what I did last, because I think my PC is acting up. So I'm just going to show you what I did last using ChatGPT, and yeah. I don't know why everything's currently going blank. So I don't know if I should have patience with it, or if you have patience with me. So I'm just going to exit the page. Okay, snap. All right. Waiting for this guys to load up. Like, come on, guys. Uh, okay, okay. Don't worry, you can always forward it to the front. Yeah, but I'm just going to make sure I continue with it instead of having to stop halfway and recording again. So it feels as though something is missing or I cut out anything. I want you to get this is the most natural way. Like everything I do, the way I do it, this is what I'm showing you. So that you can also get to do it by yourself. You don't necessarily need to, hire somebody. If you have the time, you can go for it. You can do it by yourself. But if you feel like you have the money and you can just, let the, you know, save the time, you can definitely hire somebody to help you do something like this. So I'm going to continue with the retro sci-fi poster to see which product top ranking. So as you can see, this is the product that is top ranking, but it is running ads, so we won't compare with that because we don't want to use ones that are like ads, running ads, because of course not everyone can run ads. You're just getting started with your store, and you don't have the money to actually compete for a particular keyword, because it's more like a EU, as the EU brings the highest money, gets the highest ranking, and then you're just getting started. So basically, you want to compare yourself with those who are ranking organically, although you may not necessarily need to compare. Why? Because a lot of them are, they already have reviews and everything, but it gives you a better chance. So I'm just going to search for, or just filter for bestseller or star seller rather. So these are the major, okay, this is one major star seller. So they kind of have products similar to the kind of products I'm trying to also optimize. So, and then I'm just going to copy this keyword and go back to main. Okay, so before I leave this place, should I leave this place or should I continue with it? Let me just paste this link and then I'm going to go about, come back to how I go about the description before this guy disappears again. So now for the description, I have the tags. So basically I do the tags manually, everything manually. So, and this is the existing title, that is the current title. I do it. The existing description, I insert it to ChatGPT, and the existing tags, that is the current tags, because I've not changed them. That is why they are called existing. I've not changed them yet. I give it to ChatGPT. The new research tag, that is the one that I just researched and brought up. I also insert it, and then I tell it to create new optimized title, IP infringement free description, title as well, and it comes up with one for me. So, and then I take this, I edit some things, I make sure that it is not looking AI-ish, and yes, that is basically how I go about it, as simple as that. So moving on to this, I just want to check if there are better keywords than the ones that we were using the retro sci-fi. So this will be the last thing that I do, and then if you have any questions or you need any assistance, you can definitely reach out to me and I'll be happy to help you out. So I may have to call it a day here because this guy is loading slowly and I don't want to waste much time. I don't want to waste your time because I've explained everything. So basically what I would be doing is this loaded fast was to check the tags using Etsy or Everbee and then trying to see whether it falls between excellent, good, or poor. I only have one keyword left to search for. So to insert for the meta tag. Out of 13, I already have 12. So I'll just use this to do what I just mentioned with ChatGPT, and then it comes up with one for me. So alright, so I'm just going to waiting for Everbee or one of them to just load up. Let's see if Etsy is going to work this time around. So Etsy has a tag extractor, so you just need to install the extension. So when you install the extension, and then you have a subscription as well, you log into it, and then of course it connects. So it's as simple as that. Nothing connects. Okay, so unfortunately Etsy is not working, so I'm just going to go with Everbee to check the tags, and then after this I'm just going to go into Etsy to manually check the competition and all that. So for this we have Space Lover Gifts. Let's check the keyword score. Space Lover Gifts, let's see, is our keyword space related? Visit Zebes. Is this space related? It's futuristic, yes, but let's see if this keyword makes sense. Oh, it does make sense actually. Space Lover Gifts, but let's see if I can get a much more better one, a much more better keyword. So can you see why these stores are actually making sales, why they are best sellers compared to the one that I'm currently working on? So we have mid-century decor, we have retro futuristic art. I do not have a good feeling about that. Yeah. So Space Lover Gifts, I think I'm going to use Space Lover Gifts because it's still kind of related to it. So it can actually get to like link, and people can actually get to purchase from that keyword as well. So Space Lover Gifts, just going to insert it, and then the competition will be this, copy and paste, sales, copy and paste, and I'm just going to grab my calculator. 16,000 times 100 divided by 193,600, so 8.26. So, and that falls within what range? Excellent. Nope. This is not supposed to be here. The answer is correct. It is excellent. Suddenly everything is acting up. Okay, so I think I'm just going to manually type it. So 8.26, yeah, percent. So, and that falls between the range of excellent day. Yeah, voila. So here we have it, the 13 tags, and from there moving forward, because it's actually going to take another much time, what I will just do is I will just ChatGPT, insert the previous tags, the previous description, the new tags, and then just create new description for me, and then I'm just going to check it, edit things that I don't want, cut off some things, and then that's just it. Do the alt text, and all. So I hope this